Morning, Tamily. It's Nicole on Tampa Suzanne's live feed. And today, welcome to Ask Tamily. So, it looks like Kristen has joined. Of course, this is the most nerve-wracking because I really don't know how to do this. Here we go. Add. Is it working? Good morning. People are starting to join. Hi. Can you hear me? Oh, of course. Oh, wait. That's right. It takes a couple minutes. We have to be patient with Instagram. Good morning, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good. We're trying to finish.
There we go. I've been doing the same thing. Well, good morning. Thank you for being our 21st Ask Tamily interview. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Me too. Cheers, right? You ever?
Yes, I put some raspberry in mine. So.
Oh, you're fancy. I just put the plain OJ. All right. Well, it looks like people are joining. So, welcome to Ask Tamily. We are featuring Kristen today for our 21st Ask Tamily interview. And it's Kristen LaFortam is how I always say it. I'm sure it's your initials, but you're Kristen LaFortam to me. And I just wanted to take a second before we got started and just give our kind of condolences to Tracy and her family. I think this community is a living, breathing being, and that when one of us is hurting, we all kind of feel that heartache. So hopefully Tracy feels the energy and the love, and it helps however little bit it can in this hard time. So anyway, just wanted to take a second to say that. So let's get into this. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I warn you, though, my son is out getting lunch for my daughter, and as soon as he drives up, the dog's going to go nuts. So.
That's okay. My dog's right here, and if anybody walks up to my door, he's going to go nuts. I've got 2 cats. It's all good. If it happens, we'll just let it happen and roll with it, okay? We love puppies. All right. Well, our favorite question. Why and how did you start the Tracy Anderson method?
I've been researching this because how I started was basically there was a Goop newsletter that I don't know how I got on the mailing list or anything, but I clicked through, and it was the headline was something about how Gwyneth got in shape after having a baby, and I don't know which baby it was, but how amazing she looked at some Iron Man premiere. And
yes.
So I through the article, and there was a video, and it was Tracy doing her arms.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's so beautiful, and she has such a great look about her that I was very intrigued. So I went ahead and did my research, because I always do my research, and I bought the MAT DVD and then the cardio DVDs, and then I just kept going from there. I did all of the beginner stuff, and then I did Perfect Design series. I did all of that. And then, I was looking back on my emails too, because I keep every single freaking email. And it was in 2010, I think, when my first sort of interaction with the Tracy customer service started. And so Metamorphosis was like in 2011, I think. And then I just went into continuity after that. And I did all of continuity up until the end. I really didn't want to get into streaming.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons. I had my setup, and the DVDs worked for me, and I was able to do my own playlists. And I got a little anal about that, because way back when she had posted something about, like, somebody had asked, what type of music to put with the workout. And I could be misquoting, but I think it was like 130 beats per minute for Matt and 140 beats per minute for dance cardio. So I would spend hours on the weekend putting together playlists so that I could,
DJ your own thing.
Yeah. So I would do this stupid app on my computer where I play the music and you tap the touchpad with your finger along, and then it tells you the beats per minute. It's super scientific. And I loved that, and I loved kind of the video quality was good, and by year 4 we were outside, and the streaming vibe was kind of like you're at the back of the class, and there were a lot of people, and at the beginning it was kind of grainy, and I was worried about the streaming feed and everything like that. So it wasn't until I got an email. She's not doing any more content. We're like halfway through year 4. Not going to do any more content. You got to go to streaming. But they offered me, and I'm sure anybody who's done continuity up until the end,
right?
Basically half price. So I called and I was like, well, for how long? They're like, for the rest of your life. I was like, okay, I guess I'm set.
Okay. Yeah.
Not messing with that. I don't even change my email. I changed my email, but I keep it for that because I'm like, I'm not going to mess with it.
Right. You said it was for life. I have it in writing. It is for life. That's amazing. I didn't know. I didn't say this, but Kristen and I have met. So I didn't even know, I was sitting down preparing for this, and I was like, we never even talked about our Tracy journeys, I don't think. So I didn't know that you went all the way through with continuity. That's awesome. Yeah. So
I loved that for as long as I could.
Yeah. Do you think that for the other ladies, I know we have a lot of others that are seeing continuity all the way through before jumping into streaming. Do you think it prepared you for streaming?
It was so weirdly different because in streaming, you are looking from behind and you can kind of follow along, whereas with continuity, you're it's a different perspective, and sometimes I would have to literally stop and look at it because I don't know, everybody's had that moment where you're like, ever what the fuck is she doing? And that, and the leg goes here and the arm there, and then the pole with the strap. So it is almost an easier transition going into streaming because of that perspective is one that you could follow along like you're right there. Not
right.
like you're there and trying to back into what it was.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I only did continuity up until like year 2, and I was very inconsistent, and then jumped into streaming, which saved me in the consistency. But it's different, but it helps a bit.
It's different, and I've seen people who've gone back into continuity when the content has gotten to an uncomfortable place, let's say, and they've noticed that it's harder. It seems harder.
I've heard.
If you haven't done it consistently, I think it gets harder. It seems harder.
Yeah, like anything, you have to practice, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're doing. So, what is your current routine? And do you include dance?
Yes. So my current, I get up at 4:15 in the morning, and I go out. Gosh. Well, I used to do it in the afternoon, and so I used to do it in here in my living room in the afternoon, which was awesome because it's a wide open space. My house is tiny, but it's all open. And even if I came home and I turned the heat up to 70 degrees or 80 degrees, somebody would inevitably complain it's too hot here.
Right.
So when we built the garage, my husband was kind enough to finish off the upstairs in the garage for me and set me up there, which is great because I couldn't do music loudly in here, but I was doing it in the afternoon. I was very stressed about getting home from work and getting it done in the afternoon. Plus, it's really hard for me to work out on a full stomach, and so I'd always be like, if I don't eat lunch by 11, then I won't be able to work out when I get home. So, so earlier is better. Right now, because it's cold, I do the dance cardio first just to warm up and allow the space time to warm up, and then Usually, I try to get in at least 15 minutes. I don't do the full 30 minutes anymore. But I was really religious with the dance cardio through continuity, just because that was part of the whole thing. I mean, she was like, "You must do this," and I was like, "I'm gonna do this." But then I went to a crash course at DC like a few years back. She used to do crash courses, which were like 2 days in a location. And so we had one here in DC. And she, at that point, she was like, "I'm not doing dance cardio anymore. The advanced master class is enough cardio. You don't have to do it." And I was like, "Shoot,
Off the hook.
that saves me time. No problem." So I got rid of that. But of course, she did reverse herself like a year or so later, and that's fine. It's all part of the evolution. But I realized how much I had learned in all that time and all those dances.
Yeah.
And there go the dogs.
That's okay.
So yeah, I like doing it. And like now with the dance cardio, I don't know which level it is, but they break it down. Like all the old dances, they're doing the breakdowns.
I know. Yeah, I think it's catalyst.
Yeah. Or catapult.
Whichever one. It's amazing because we're learning. Get a good workout in without having to stop, rewind, stop, rewind, stop, rewind.
Yeah, and it's almost like if I know it, I'm like, okay, can we move to the next part because I know this part.
Yes.
But it is good because there are nuances that I've lost over time and just sort of did my own thing. But so yeah, I do like doing it, although I'm really bad at it.
Oh my gosh, no! I've seen you dance. You're fantastic. I mean, we danced together. You're fantastic. So.
I have chicken arms, and I'm not graceful at all.
No, it's all good. You're dancing. You're moving, whatever. I think you're a fantastic dancer, and I commend you for continuously doing it. I mean, it's hard. It's for me. That's the hardest part of this whole method is fitting in dance and my body not hurting. And I love the cardio. I love the sweat that it induces, but shoot, it hurts sometimes. So I get it.
I guess I'm lucky because I do have. I don't have Tracy's floors, but I do have a floor. So I didn't realize how much that was doing until I went to my parents and was working out on their deck and trying to dance. I was like, oh, this is so hard. It's just like any floor, like even in my living room, I used to think that was pretty spongy because we have an old house, but it is hard.
Same here. I think that, this almost 100-year-old floorboards are giving me a little bit, but my body tells me different.
Yeah, save up for the floors.
What's that?
Save up for the Tracy floors.
I know. Maybe next year. It's on my wish list, my personal wish list. Since you started your journey with Tracy and the Tamily, what results have you seen?
So I guess when I started, I would say that I was at least 1 to 2 sizes different from the top to the bottom. Mm-hmm. It was funny because in that DC crash course, we were sort of talking about that whole needing to lose weight in just one area, and you can't lose weight in just one area. And Tracy was like, "Well, you're tiny," and I was like, "What?" It's not tiny, but it has sort of cut down the differential from the top to the bottom. So if I was like a 4 on top, it would be like an 8 on the bottom, and now I'm sort of even. So to me, that's a win.
Yeah, balance, right?
Yes, balance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the glory of this entire thing is that she really knows how to reshape anybody. Just you have to be part of it. Do it.
And I think mentally also kind of getting over that hump of I don't like working out. I don't like doing this. I don't want to. I have to force myself to. And just being able to just go and do it and not really think too much about it is a huge growth factor as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the brushing your teeth thing, right? Second nature. What was it total absorption, or I can't remember the term or what it is, but
I don't know what exactly that means, and I can't tell you that I'm there, but
right.
because that almost seems a little like, you know, you don't sleep, you just work out.
That's it. That's like that's Zen. That's Tracy. That's, you know, that's Michael Jordan of the method there. So how do you fit your workouts in? I know you get up super early. We probably already covered this, but it's it's on my sheet.
Yeah, super early. I don't think about it. I just go and do it. Like I say that, but I didn't work out this morning.
Hey, okay.
Saturdays are weird because my husband has to work at the farmer's market and he has to be there by 7. And if I want to get my workout in, I have to get up at the same time that I do on every other day of the week. And this morning it was just rainy and cold, and I was like, I'm sore because this week is hard.
I know, yeah. Sneaky hard.
So I was like, no, I'm going to sleep in today. But for the most part, I try to do 7 days a week, and I don't mind getting up. I mean, I don't mind now getting up at 4:15. It's at least quiet and peaceful. I can't blast the music. I used to be able to do that. When I worked out in the afternoon, my husband would like come home from walking the dogs. He's like, you know, I could hear that music playing from a half a block away. I was like, well, then good.
It's okay. It's the time that we can be noisy, right?
Yeah, my neighbor would like that if I did that at 4:30.
Yeah. You know, invite him in for a damn session if they complain, right?
He's a little bit of a creepy old man, so I don't think I want to do that.
Oh yeah, no, never mind then. Have you faced any challenges doing the method, and if so, how did you work through them?
I guess my challenges were mostly technological challenges. I learned early on when I had the DVDs that I should put them in and make sure that they worked first, because if I like set them aside and then pop them in and they wouldn't work, I'd be like, ah!
Right. You'd end up with like the DVD that says you're in this month, this week, and it's like 2 months ago. Yeah. God bless Tracy, but that was frustrating.
Yeah. So live and learn on that one. But once I got that figured out, that was cool. The streaming was definitely challenging at first with the connectivity. And I can't remember because I figured out how to get it on the TV so that the screen was bigger. Hats off to any of you who do this on an iPad or a phone, because that is like too tiny for me. Even now, if she's at 59th Street and the camera's so far back, I'm like squinting to see what she's doing with the arms and stuff. We had a smart TV installed in the garage space in my Fortress of Solitude, and
love it.
It worked, and then it didn't work, and then it did work, and so now I just gave up and I bring the laptop and plug it in and so that it plays on the screen. But most of my challenges have been technological. I did early on. I was doing some dance thing where I like jumped and I landed and I totally threw out my back.
Oh,
and
shoot.
That was horrible. And I had tennis elbow and wrist and hand pain off and on for a year or two now. So,
is that feeling better now?
Yeah, it depends. Some things I know are going to aggravate it. If there's a lot of sort of planky, putting all your weight on your hands kind of things, then I know it's going to aggravate it. But it's kind of nice because you know that in 7 days it's going to change. So you work on those issues and, hope that the next one isn't quite so heavy on your arms.
Right. So anybody who's listening or that watches this and they're experiencing the same thing, which I kind of have the same thing going on. So what do you do? How do you modify a move? Do you just move to a different class? Do you just skip a move? What's your kind of strategy when you get these moves that are like, whoa, this is not in this conversation can't happen right now. I'm just not, my body can't do it.
Yeah, yes to all that. When I actually had the tennis elbow diagnosed, I really couldn't do anything, so I just did all dance, which actually was nice. I mean, I think I lost weight when I did that for a while. Definitely dropped the hand weights down if it's directly related to that. I'll try to do advanced master class and test it out. So if I get through it and I'm not too sore the next day, then I'll do it again. If I start to feel it kind of tightening up, then I will switch classes.
Yeah.
Thing. But a lot of times, like those 5-pound weights, I know people love them. I think they're the devil.
Yeah, they were. I didn't. Did you join the 5-pound weight? I mean, you're a very good student and you follow along very well. I resisted for months with the 5-pounders.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do it because of my elbow, and I also didn't think we had any. But it turns out my husband had a whole set of weights in the garage, and I was like, oh, there is a 5-pound weight.
Dang it.
So, stole those and have them upstairs. But even now, sometimes if I just don't feel like it's, beneficial, I'll just use the 2.5-pound weights.
Yeah, just modify and
right.
Listen to your body.
I even had weighted gloves, so I just put on weighted gloves and I didn't even bother with hand weights.
Yeah. Weighted gloves from back in the continuity days, right? Did she have I think she had those at some point.
Really?
Maybe I don't know. Anyway, this is we kind of covered this, but have you attended a Vitality Week or studio classes? And did you get to meet Tracy?
I've met Tracy twice. So the first was the DC crash course. That was crazy. 2 days. The second day, the studio had a gas leak or something, so we showed up. I was the first person there, and it was overpowering smell of natural gas. So I hung out there for a while, and everyone was hanging out outside the studio and trying to figure out what we were going to do next. And at some point, it was decided we're all going to carpool. Whoever drove was going to help drive everybody, and Meredith, Tracy's sister-in-law, I think, was there driving us to Tracy's hotel, where we sat and we had the lecture part of it, while various people scrambled to try and find a place for us to work out. And then we carpooled to that place and did the workout there, which was less than ideal, but I didn't really mind so much. It didn't throw me off. I wasn't this isn't what I paid for. But Tracy was very graciously offered to let us have another go at it anywhere we wanted to. And she's like, I don't even care if it's Vitality Week or Crash Course or whatever. So that's how I got to go to Charleston. I was kind of wanting to go to the Hamptons because I feel like I want to go to the mothership and experience that. But it's so expensive, and it seemed like you need a group of people to go in on that. Yeah. And so back then, there was a little Instagram group for the DC Tamily, which is now kind of defunct. I don't know if anybody even goes there anymore. So I had posted that I wanted to do the Hamptons thing, if anybody else wanted to go. And it was Ashley who said that she was thinking of going to Charleston. I was like, okay, can I go too? So she was so sweet, and that's how I got to go and stay with you all and do that. And Oh, I did go to New York. That was a great experience too, because I went for a business thing. I kind of worked this freebie trip to New York City for this event that was paid for. They paid for a room at the Ritz, so I scheduled it all out. I went just so I could go. I said, I'm going to go the day before. I'm going to go to the studio and then do this event and then go home. And I walked, for whatever reason, with a backpack from Penn Station to the Tribeca studio.
Oh my gosh.
In heels.
I'm thinking that's 50 blocks or something.
Yeah.
Ish.
I was super tired, and of course I don't like to work out on a full stomach, so I hadn't eaten anything either.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Did the workout, nearly passed out because of the heat, humidity, lack of food, all that stuff. Walked again, because I'm so stubborn, to Battery Park with my backpack. Got to the Ritz-Carlton and found out that the event that I thought was going to happen the next day was actually happening that day, and I had missed it. So I was horrified and terrified.
Yeah.
And they so kindly took pity on me and put me up in the Ritz-Carlton for the night, no charge. So it kind of worked out, but and then I had to admit to my boss that I kind of missed the event that I was supposed to be going for.
I accidentally played hooky, but I mean, what better thing to be doing, right? If you're gonna miss something, you might as well be doing Tracy.
Yeah, you effectively paid for the train trip for me to go, and some other group paid for me to hang out at the Ritz-Carlton. So
yeah, well, you know, that's a fantastic story. That's one, I don't think. Well, there's definitely not another story like that. That's amazing.
Well, I went to school in New York City, so I'm sort of like in a mindset of walking everywhere, and that's why. And I didn't want to get on the subway. I was like bound and determined not to get on the subway, and I'm so cheap. I didn't want to try and get a cab. That's why I walked everything. And it can't be that bad. I know I've walked Manhattan before. It's not that bad, but
right.
With a backpack on your back and in wedge heels was not pretty.
Yeah, no food. Well, that's fantastic. I didn't know you went to school in New York. So the next time we do a meetup, we need to do it there, because I am Podunk, Oregon, and I go to New York City, and I'm like Podunk, Oregon, and I take Ubers everywhere, which is insane. I need a New Yorker to help me out.
Well, I don't know if that's me. I was there with my daughter last month, and we took the subway a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not either.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just
we did.
One day we're gonna meet up again, and I'm thinking New York is it. So, let's see. Okay, here's a fantastic question. Who in the Tamily inspires you? This is like the time to give a shout out to all the ladies that keep you going. And men. Or men. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We have men now.
Well, I have a little bit of a different take on this question. First of all, anybody who does this workout and posts anything, videos, transformation photos, anything like that, is very inspiring, just because I know how hard it is to do that. I mean, the first time you put something out there like that, you're like, oh, is anybody even going to look at it? Are they going to like it? Are they going to comment on it? What are they going to think of this? All that stuff is just so hard to get past. And so, anybody who can do that is a big inspiration to me. But there are a couple people and that I just wanted to shout out, just for different reasons. And the first is you and Suzanne and Ashley, just because I saw firsthand how this community sort of brings people together from different places, and you guys have such a great friendship, which is just so inspiring to me, because I don't really have groups of people like that. I mean, you all essentially let me in on your vacation, which was like amazing.
You're part of our group too, darling.
And that was a really awesome experience for me. The whole Charleston thing was just really beautiful in the end of it all. So a couple more people from Charleston. I want to mention Jenny Grosso.
Mm-hmm.
She so graciously let us into her house for that epic party. I think it was the last night we were there.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Right? She's just...
It was a beautiful party. It was a great gesture, and I think one of the days I was out on my own having lunch, because I abandoned everybody all the time. And she just happened to walk into the place that I was having lunch, and she gave me a ride back, which is great, because Charleston in the summer, apparently very hot and humid.
Mm-hmm.
And after you've been sweating for hours on end, and you take a shower and you walk half an hour, to get lunch in the heat and humidity, she gave me a ride back to the house, which was awesome. But the reason why she's kind of inspiring to me is because I didn't believe her when she said she had 8 rescue dogs, but she does.
She does, yeah. It's amazing.
Is such a great advocate for animals everywhere. So that's something that's dear to me as well.
Yes.
My other Jenny, Jenny Quinn, who was my co-pilot down to Charleston, and if you think you know everything you need to know about Jenny by being in the car with her for 8 hours, you don't know. So much more to Jenny. And the reason I appreciate her so much is because she was such an early and enthusiastic advocate for my husband's sauce. When I told my husband I was doing this, he's like, "Are you going to mention the sauce?" I'm like, "Not everything can be about you, okay?" So there, your sauce has been mentioned. But I mean, for whatever reason, Jenny, she enjoys the sauce and she promoted it, and I love her for that. And it's crazy that she lives about 5 minutes away and I never ever see her. And last but not least, my friend Marin. I met Marin briefly at the DC crash course. I didn't really interact with her all that much because she was there with a friend. Mm-hmm. And I just don't interact with people in group settings that well. But she reached out to me after that and asked if I wanted to go have coffee. And I was like, okay. And so we've been meeting up somewhat regularly, not like, monthly or quarterly or anything like that, but whenever we have time to either have coffee or have lunch. And that is just so special to me to have somebody that, I can reach out to if I want to. I'll echo what Rebecca said last week. You can get together with people that you don't know, and we can spend hours just sort of talking about things that aren't necessarily Tracy related.
No.
Just in general. And one of my Ask Tracy questions, which she never did she pick mine.
Yeah, no.
One of my questions was, did she ever think about doing some sort of study about kind of who we all are and why we do this? Because it's kind of crazy and amazing, people who do it and stick with it, and there's got to be a common thread there. I don't know what it is because everyone's so different, but I just feel like there's got to be something that is the same about us.
Right. There is this uniqueness to the people that follow, not just follow Tracy, but actually kind of incorporate this movement into our lives in such a way that it's not just about getting workout in. It's about, like I said, it's this living, breathing, moving, kind of organic. It's very unique. Some people say it's a cult. I don't think it's a cult at all. I think negative connotation there, but maybe we need to take on that study and really, gather some profiles and figure out, is it just because we're cool? I don't know.
Well, and I think that the whole cult thing, I think Laura Florida said that, back in whatever the Middle Ages, cults were not a bad thing. So
okay, we can be a bit of that. Not a Waco, Texas cult or whatever.
Yeah. Although I think we've all drank the Kool-Aid at this point.
Definitely, it's whatever. Well, it's fantastic Kool-Aid, so I'll continue to drink it along with everybody else. I think I skipped over this. I did. So, what have you learned from Tracy that you'd like to share with someone who's new to the method, or new to the Tamily, but also just new, starting out?
I think the thing that you need to, if you're starting out, I think you need to learn to trust in what Tracy is doing. It's probably the reason I stuck with it is, early on, you tried a lot of different things. When you're, trying to lose weight or get fit or find balance or whatever, and, you you know intellectually that you can't just put in 30 minutes and be done and move on. In the early DVDs, Tracy had messages in there, and she would be like, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to put in 6-7 days a week. You're going to have to work for it, but you can accomplish something. And putting your trust in that and doing what she says, even when you think it's kind of crazy, like, oh, really? 90-degree heat and humidity? Okay. All the stuff that she makes us do, and then I get the eye rolls from my family all the time, but you have to trust in that. Trust the moves, like even if it's something stupid, or you think it's something stupid like standing on your, doing headstands or whatever it is. There's a reason for it. You don't necessarily need to know what that reason is, because she knows that reason, and that's why we're following her. Because if you go with that trust, then you reach a level where you can trust yourself a little bit. And, everybody kind of questions their lane. Like, I gotta stay in my lane. I'm advanced. I gotta do that. I'm intermediate. I gotta do that. But at some point, and I think she's had this message before. You gotta trust that you know what's best for yourself. So if you're injured or tired, or and you're not going to execute at that advanced level, then it is okay to do intermediate. It's okay to do beginners if you need to, but if you stick with it long enough, if you're getting sick and you need to slow down, or if you know when you need to take a rest day and you don't beat yourself up over it. So I think these are the things that you learn along the path if you can trust Tracy to begin with, and trust the kookiness that she has us do. I'm telling you, I would be in this room. There's a huge window behind me, standing right in front of where my camera is now, flapping my arms like crazy with people walking by.
Yeah. Hey!
You get over it.
Yeah.
Trust this is going to do something, because there is science behind it, which is encouraging.
Yeah. That's really insightful and a great reminder to just trust in Tracy, which is trust in her research, her science, and then trust yourself too. Have faith that you're doing something that's not just flapping your arms.
Yeah, because it's hard to go 30 days, and I used to have the Elle McPherson DVD workout DVD. After 30 days, you're like, I don't look like Elle.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Right, because it can't happen, because first of all, Elle is Elle, her DNA and whatever, but it's not about long-term with those other programs. It's about putting out a DVD, really, and that's not to knock anybody who's doing any other fitness. If it works for you, it works for you, but there's something really cool about the fact that we will be, I hope, 20 years from now, still doing this in some capacity, Yeah,
I've done the math. I think Tracy's going to outlive me, so I'm like, yay.
Yeah. It's we're all blessed. We have so much to look forward to, and great, insightful answer to our newbies, which I say with the all my heart. That is a newbie is a good thing. Yeah. So
I say that I love how we all get so excited when there's like a man who joins the community. I'm so excited about that.
Like, what? Hello?
You're our new fan.
Exactly. So what do your friends and family think about Tracy?
Well, my family is pretty much, they're okay. For a while there, it was kind of like I said, a lot of eye rolls and a lot of, really? You have to do this? They're okay with it now. I keep trying to I don't know how you got your daughter to do Tracy. Does she still do it?
I wish she did. She's probably watching this right now, or she'll see it. And Michael, you need to do Tracy.
I know. I bought Teen Meta when my daughter wasn't even a teen. I think she was 11 or 12. I bought her the teen book. I can't drag her into it as much as
Right.
I've offered for my husband. I was like, just do arms with me. Just do arms. Yeah, no, can't do that. I did, however, get my mom to sign up during that month-long thing. And I don't know whether she's dropped it yet or not, but she was doing it. But she plays tennis and walks and goes to the gym. So she would do beginners at night. It's like in the Tampa Suzanne hours. She would
Which is a whole nother, like...
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
So, but she was enjoying it, and that's awesome. People at work are very funny because I'm always getting that, you look great. Like, I didn't look all that great before, so you look great now. And then there's the concern, I think you're losing too much weight. And,
right.
You can't win.
Right.
But I don't think anybody from my work, if they've found my Instagram account, they've been kind enough not to say anything about it. So, but it's public, so, and I have some 30-year-old men, child,
yeah,
that are my employees. So, that would be a little awkward, but
yeah. Well, that's you win some, you lose some. You just keep on plugging away and not worry about it too much, right?
Exactly.
Your family is on board, so really everybody else is just like. And your daughter, I wish that I had Tracy when I was 21. And I would be a completely different person, honestly. But the balance within my body, I've got, that is the benefit to a young person, and to have this thing that if you click with it, if it's what you want to do, you do it forever,
Yeah.
If you want. So, anyway, our girls will jump on board one day.
Maybe,
at least they'll consider it.
Well, I said, when you go to college, if you want to use my login, you can use my login. So,
Yep.
That's not illegal, right?
Well, I think family. I did the same thing with Mikey. So if we're both getting kicked off for illegal, we can figure it out.
He's not, but don't worry about it.
It's family. It's family. Well, this is our last question, and then we'll scroll through. But where do you live, and what do you do?
I live in Northern Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C. I'm about 10 to 15 minutes outside of the city. And I am a certified financial planner. So what I do is I help other people to achieve their financial goals while not meeting my own financial goals. Unfortunately.
Isn't that just the way life goes?
And I'm also in a master's program for in library and information sciences with a concentration in archiving. And I just kind of did that because I was getting bored at work, and I wanted to, kind of like Tracy, I like to learn all the time. So this is a different thing to learn, and I found that there are a lot of kind of parallels that I can apply at work, which is nice. And, I have a sort of I'll say a self-confidence issue in that I don't, I kind of like, I guess I'm smart. I'm okay. But, in the class, I'm always worrying about, am I doing enough? I need to get a good grade. And then, I had this final project that I sent in a few weeks ago, and I was so worried about it. I was calculating how low can I go and still get a B, because otherwise the company's not going to pay me to take this class. And so I submitted this project, and I checked, and I got 34 out of 35. And she had a note, and she was like, this is really good. Can I use it for the next class as an example? And I was like,
yeah. Really?
I didn't think I did all good with that. So in some sense, I feel like a fraud.
No way. No. Don't underestimate yourself. You are smart, and this is it's an inspiration to me that, you're possibly creating another path for yourself that's going to bring you more joy and, you know, in your life, you know, do what you're doing something you're really interested in. And going back to school, that's like, it's amazing with everything else.
Yeah, my husband likes it because it's data and data sciences, and he likes that stuff. So, you know, I'm figuring when Daisy goes off to college and we're stuck here alone, I'm like, well, we can talk about data.
There we go. So, tell me real quick, tell me about your husband's sauce. You plugged it. We got to really plug it.
Oh.
Is it available online? What's the deal?
It is available online. Shipping is horrendous anywhere other than in the United States. So what happened is he lost his job, and at, I think he's 55, 56, something like that, and he's an IT, kind of UX design, user interfaces. So he's very creative, and it was hard for him to find a job at his age in that field. And so he started making the sauces just to amuse himself, I guess. And then he took classes on the certified foods and got certified to be able to make certified foods. Had our garage certified as some sort of place where he could make the stuff. And then he got another shop. But it's primarily it's kale chub, so it's all kale. Mm-hmm. Vegan, paleo, all that other stuff, very low sugar. At the time, we were trying to do the Whole30, and I was like, well, you know, you can't use any sort of sugary syrups or anything, but you can use apple juice. Mm-hmm. So he did that, so it's all Whole30 and everything. And then he submitted a patent for cruciferous vegetable sauces. So he makes a kale, cauliflower, and a cabbage sauce, and then variations on all those themes. So he's constantly making something. Like the other day I came home and he was making something he called yam chup, which is sweet potatoes and carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yam chup. So there's yam chup, yum chup, mayo knot, flour power, and kale chup in different variations. So
I gotta check it out. What's his website?
Snackkraken.com.
Say it again.
Snackkraken.
Okay.
Like snack and then unleash the kraken. Snackkraken.
Very cool. Okay, well that was a little plug for him, and we finished up. So I'm going to scroll through, and this is the awkward part because we're sideways. So I'm just going to go to the top here. Oh, Suzanne's here. Hi, Suzanne. He was here. Katie, hi, Katie. Somebody said 4:15 a.m. Yes, Queen, like 8 times.
It ain't easy.
I know, no, yeah, it's a rock star. Love you, ladies. Happy to be here. Hi, Rebecca. Happiness through Tam says she'll go to the Hamptons with you.
Yay.
Yes.
You know, I got that idea, I forgot what year it was, but you guys may have been there that year, but it was May, and Josie and Julie, and they were all sharing a place, and they went.
Yeah.
We
need to. I'm sorry, I interrupted. What was that?
So that looked really fun. That's why.
Yeah.
We had fun in Charleston. So.
We had a great time. We keep talking about this little Ask Tamily get together, this Tamily meetup, which it would just be awesome if everybody could teleport to the same place and we were all just staying together and drinking mimosas and doing workouts and just chatty wine time for days on end. That's if we can make that happen, I will be there in a heartbeat. Oh, fun people to get there if I have to. Okay, let's plan, lady, me too. Okay, I'm sorry, I got a little off topic. Oregon. Yes, I'm in Oregon. I don't know who that is. is right there, but if you send me a message, then yes, we're in Oregon. And we have some other Oregon ladies too. If you could travel, here we go, happiness through Tam. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go and why?
I think I would go back to Pienza, Italy. Um, as the family, we went to Italy and did Tuscany up to Venice. My family's from, my mom's side is from like the lower part of Italy, but I'd like to go back to Pienza. It's like this tiny little walled town, and there's this place called La Bandita Townhouse, and it's right in the middle of Pienza. There's nothing to do there, but because we sort of planned ahead, we actually did more in Pienza than we did anywhere else in terms of structured things. We went for a truffle hunt. So Giancarlo, the truffle hunter, dressed in his fatigues, like, I'm pretty sure the truffles aren't going to be hiding from you, dude, but whatever. And he didn't speak a lick of English, so we had like a farm who came along, and so my husband loves truffles, and there were white truffles because we were there in November, and they have a very short life. So we did the truffle hunt with the dogs, which was interesting and unique. And then we had an olive oil tasting at the farmhouse, and then they had a whole spread. We were there like maybe 2 nights. The only reason we didn't stay longer, part of the reason was because it's really, really expensive. So I was like, this is a splurge, the rest of it's cheap. But I think I'd go back there, and I think I'd go there with my husband and just sort of explore that part of Tuscany a little bit more. It was just beautiful. And that time of year was great too.
Yeah, I'll bet. That's a dreamy place to, I've never been, so dream for me, but just feel, you think about it. It makes you feel good to even just think about that area. Yeah. No.
By the way, I ran out of orange juice. Now I'm just finishing off the can, so.
I know, I'm low, but I'm not going to go to the fridge and get my filler up. I'll do that after. Okay, how has the Tamily changed you as a person?
No, like I'm not a very sociable person. Mm-hmm. I think I've posted before. I'm kind of socially awkward. I'm that person on the floor playing with the dogs at a party. I'm not talking to people. So I guess I'm a little bit more open than I would be in person. So if you ever meet me, I think I've passed this on to my daughter, who seems like she's a little aloof as well. But really, I think there's probably, like I said, a lack of confidence and a shyness that I feel like I'm trying to get over, basically.
Yeah.
But this group is like so beautiful and welcoming and non-judgmental in so many ways that you can't help but engage. Things that I wouldn't have said to people in person, I'm able to kind of reply to post or anything, just because I appreciate what people put out there, because I know we're all feeling sort of the same things at the same time, because we're doing the same workout and going through a lot of the same things. So you feel supported and comfortable, which helps, bring it. I understand. Yeah, the introverted personality. It just, sometimes, and hell, sometimes dogs are better than people. Honestly. Yeah. I love my pups. Okay. Let's see. Here's another question. Whatever happened to the Tamily guide? That's a really good question. We'll research that. Would you rather have a very long, 120 years, comfortable but somewhat boring life, or live half as long but have an exciting life packed with adventure? That is from Aggie, who always has the best questions. Can I get something in the middle? I do
Sure.
do not want to live to 120. And I don't want to be bored, but I feel like a lot of things, you get into it and you kind of get bored. And I always say at work, because when we do projections for retirement over lifetime, and we run lifetime out to 95, and I'm thinking, God, I don't even want to live to 95. I mean, kill me in my 80s, please. But I also don't think I want to die in my 60s. So, and I'm not a big adventure seeker. So I'd say something in the middle of that would be awesome. And maybe some of the adventure stuff will pick up once my kids are gone and independent. But for now, I just feel like I kind of have to keep it together for them. And then I can go crazy.
Yeah. A nice balance, right?
Nice
a little
balance.
bit of adventure, a little bit of life, a little bit at home, doing your normal thing.
Yeah. I don't leave my house all that often. I don't think I'm like that much of an adventure seeker.
Yeah. I'm kind of right there with you. Would you rather be an amazing dancer or great at math? You are both, probably.
Great at math?
Yeah.
I feel like computers can take care of the math. I think I'd rather dance.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like my dream. I was always like wanted to be a rock star, which is crazy because I can't play any instruments and I can't sing worth a damn. But yeah, I'd rather be a rock star or a dancer. I think dancing is beautiful. Lima in Saturday. I love whenever she posts dancing. I'm just so pretty.
Her and her freestyling, and it's just you're kind of there with her. There's so much emotion coming through in it.
Yes,
it's not just moves; it's like coming from inside. So yeah.
And Katie too. When Katie dances, she's like very.
Yep. We got some dancing queens in our Tamily. Oh, poor Saggy has the best question. Of course she does. That was another one of her questions. It was if you, what did you want to be when you were younger, and do you still want to be it? So we just answered 3 Aggie questions. That's awesome.
I'm also very efficient.
Yes. No way, I'm almost 70 and will do TA into her 90s. Oh my goodness gracious. No way, Jose. Somebody on here who lives in Oregon, and I'm going to find this person afterward. She is almost 70 and still doing TAM. That is amazing. Way to go. You're an example. There's Aggie. Well, that's it. We don't have any more questions. So if anybody has any other questions, type them in real fast because we might be coming up on an hour. I don't even know what time it is. So I guess while we wait to see if anybody has anything, is there anything else you'd like to share with us or share with the Tamily while you're here? Are you going to bring your puppy?
I'm trying to.
That was amazing.
He's so sleepy. Loki, come here. He just yawned at me.
You're frustrating me, Mom. I don't want to get up. We only have 2 minutes left.
All right.
And it's telling you right now. So we're going to hang up. Thank you so much, Kristen. Happy holidays, everyone. This has been fantastic. I can't believe we went an hour. That's crazy. Just lots of love, right? Happy holidays, everybody. Enjoy and